Okay, let's talk about a new kind of artificial intelligence. But this isn't just another tool. This is a really fundamental shift in how we think about software, how it's imagined, how it's built, and maybe even what it does when we're not looking. So we're not going to start with some dry definition. Instead, we're going to begin with a bit of a mystery, a phenomenon that's happening right now, probably in the dead of night with no one watching. Just that one sentence, it hints at this massive shift, right? It tells us that while our world is kind of offline, a completely new kind of work is just getting done. I want you to picture this. You're watching a computer terminal in the middle of the night. There's nobody typing, no one's giving it commands, but line by line, a pretty complex application is being built completely from scratch. The system isn't being told how to do it, it's simply deciding for itself. And get this, it's not just happening in one place. This is a coordinated pattern. At the exact same minute, 3:14 a.m., you have systems all across the globe independently solving really complex problems. One's resolving a bug in San Francisco, another's designing a database in Bangalore, a third is deploying code in Berlin. And they're all acting together, but without a central command. This coordinated, silent activity, well, it brings us to the most important question of all. What exactly is the intelligence behind the screen? So to understand what's going on here, we actually have to look away from computers for a second and turn to biology. The answer, surprisingly, starts with one of nature's most effective systems. The key concept we need to understand is called emergence. It's what happens when you have lots of simple parts all interacting with each other, and out of those simple interactions, a really complex, intelligent system just appears. I mean, think about an ant colony. No single ant is the boss. There's no master plan, and yet the colony builds highways and farms. It just emerges. So that same principle from the ant colony is now being copied in code through a system that has 4 distinct layers. First up, you've got the brain, which is a large language model. It's the part that can reason and create plans. Then you have the hands, which are the tools it uses to actually do stuff, like using a web browser or a code editor. The context, well, that's its memory. It remembers what worked and what didn't. And finally, you have the loop, which lets it see the results and adjust its plan. It's this constant cycle of planning, acting, remembering, and learning. And that brings us to the name for this whole thing, Emergent AI. It's a system made of multiple agents all working together. And here's the crucial difference. It's a shift from just following instructions to pursuing an intent. You don't tell it how to build the house, you just tell it you want a house. The system figures out the rest. Okay, so that's the theory. That's the how it works. But so what? What does this actually mean for the real world? How does this really change the way things get made? Well, this slide just lays it all out side by side. On the left, you've got a skilled developer building a pretty standard user authentication system, a task that takes hours, right? It involves design, coding, testing, debugging. But on the right, an emergent AI system is given the same goal. Just look at the difference in the process, and more importantly, the time. This is the number that really matters. 28 seconds. A task that would take a human expert a couple of hours is done from planning all the way to deployment in less than half a minute. I mean, the scale of that speed up is just, it's hard to even wrap your head around. And that leads to this really profound shift in thinking. The goal here isn't to build a better helper for human developer. It's about building a system that can actually be the developer. So what does this mean for you, for us? Well, the very definition of a skill is changing. The focus is shifting away from the technical stuff, the how, and it's moving towards being able to clearly and precisely define a goal, the what. The most valuable thing you can do is get really good at specifying your intent. And for those of you who want to dive in and explore this new frontier, the tools on this slide, they're the perfect place to start. So to end, let's go back to where we started. That terminal, working away in the dark, it's finished its session. It got its tasks done, it updated its memory, and now it's just standing by. It's still running, still learning, and just waiting for its next goal.